Hey, I'm Scott Naylor, and we're going to talk about making a worship song your own. Some just tips and ideas you can use to translate the worship songs you're listening to into things you can do in your movement. The first tip is to give yourself permission. Don't feel bad about having to recreate these songs. One reason you might do that is to be creative. You might want to take a song that has a really high energy level and just bring it down. But the reality of it is, most of the time you do this because you have to. You don't have a choice. You don't have 3 keyboards and 3 guitars and a bunch of vocals and a drum kit and a bunch of percussion and a bass and whatever synthesizer it is that goes wub, 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 wub. Like, you don't have all that stuff. So you have to recreate the songs. However you approach it, give yourself permission. Don't feel bad about having to do this. This is a chance to be creative and flex some artistic muscle. Tip number 2 is to think about the song in layers. If you listen to the recordings, you'll notice that it isn't everyone playing at the top of the song all the way to the end without ever getting out of it. Layers come and go. Keyboard parts come and go. Vocals come and go. Guitar parts come in at the second chorus, but not during the bridge. Things like that. You may not have all the same layers, but you can approach it the same way. So if you've got 2 acoustic guitars and a cajon and 3 vocals, maybe have the second guitar player stay out until the second verse, because then when he comes in, it adds complexity, it adds energy, and it gives the song some contour. For your vocals, maybe have 1 vocal in the first chorus. Add 1 harmony to the second chorus, and at the big chorus at the end of the song, have all 3 harmonies. Things like that. So use your layers to create energy and contour in the song. Tip number 3 is to think about the song in sections. Think about the intro and the verse and the chorus and maybe the bridge. Well, you can rearrange the song by using different sections. Maybe the bridge of a song is very, very quiet, and you're coming out of a part of your program where it's a contemplative moment, or maybe a reflective time. And you like the song for that moment, but you don't want to start off with a big, huge intro. So maybe start the song with the bridge and repeat that a couple times and then build up to the intro. Maybe you want to start with a chorus. By rearranging the sections of the song, you can create a different experience, and you can make, in some ways, you can make a song that might be bigger in terms of energy, fit a different part of your program. So again, tip number 3 is just to think about the sections of the song and arrange them to fit the moment that you want to create. Okay, here's some application points you can use as you think about how to apply some of these ideas. The first thing is to realize it's going to take time. Don't go to your next rehearsal and decide to mess with all the songs. Maybe take a couple that you do the way you always do them, and then pick a third and tell your team ahead of time, hey, we're going to mess with this song. We're going to rearrange it a little bit. Let them know. But realize it'll take some extra time in your rehearsal to do this. Point number 2 is to remember your audience. You might mess with a lot of things with the song, and your people will follow you, but if you mess with things like the melodic line of the main lyric, people can go from engaged to confused in a heartbeat if you kind of head fake them with your melodic idea for Amazing Grace. So if you do something like that, maybe take a moment to teach the audience that's the way you're going to do the song. Explain to them that you're going to do a little bit differently. And make that a teaching moment. That way people know what to do and you're not confusing them when you do something really creative. The third thing is this: don't fall into the comparison trap. Decide what you're going to do, create a new arrangement of the song, commit to it, but don't compare it to the original recording, don't compare it to what other people are doing. Just sort of move into it and make that your own expression. Just because you can't create the same sonic experience doesn't mean for a moment that you can't create just as meaningful of a worship experience. God is with you. He's already given you everything you need to create musical moments where he can be worshiped in spirit and in truth, because that doesn't have anything to do with how many instruments you have. It has everything to do with you worshiping in your heart, using the things you have at your disposal, and creating moments that are unique to your team. So go. Be creative. Mess with some songs to the glory of God.